Oh, we finally got a UFC event. Dang, I've been waiting so long, man. 246. I mean, this is a fight quite a few fans have been hoping for a while. Conor McGregor versus Cowboy Donald Cerrone. You know, I mean, it's like a fantasy fight that fans I'm sure fans really wanted to see after that press conference when Connor went off on everybody. But what else is new, Or, I've I've been wondering at that time, that was a fantasy fight of mine to see, you know, to see those two fight. You know it's got like, it's got performance written all over it, that fight does. It's likely it's gonna be one of the best fights on the card. You know, obviously because it's the main event. I think it's, and I'm pretty sure everybody agrees that fight's gonna be finished. There is no, uh, it's likely not gonna go to decision. But before I get into that one, I'm gonna start with the first fight that it shows on the main card. We got Showtime, Anthony Pettis fighting Diego Ferreira. You know, Anthony's been a little bit of he's had his ups and downs a lot since he lost the lightweight belt. Uh, he had, his last win over Wonder Boy was impressive to say the least. A knockout at 170. Had a great fight with Nate Diaz. Um, I think in this fight well, before I get into it, at least as far as the matchup stats, Pettis is an inch taller on paper. His reach is, you know, uh, math's not my strong subject. Hold on. So like an inch and a half shorter. Uh, that might give him some problems when he throws straight. You know, he's probably gonna get caught a little bit here and there. Diego, Diego Ferreira. You know, I'm guessing that's how you say it, since he's from Brazil. Um, I think he's at his most dangerous when he's on the ground. I think I think if they got on the ground, you know, you can't, obviously what we've seen from the past, you can't count Pettis out on the ground. The armbar he got on Benson was, I mean, it was perfect. It was it was so fast, and you know guys that had tried to take him down in the past, when he was champion and everything, apart from Rafael, you know, they paid the price. I mean, he's no slouch on the ground. Um, I'm not I'm not the best at reading who's got the better understanding when it comes to grappling. Watching um, grappling exchange or whatever. I think Pettis will be faster and whatever, but Ferreira, I think that's his best bet in this fight is if he takes Pettis down, I think he smashes him. I mean, the dude got the stop resisting arm behind the back, which is, essentially, you know, the aspect of a Kimura because it does put tension on that shoulder just like what the Kimura does or key locks or whatever against what's his name? Gordon. I can't remember his whole name. But he had back mount pulling up on that arm and then smashing him with the other hand. So I I think I think we're gonna see if a grappling exchange happens in this fight between Pettis and Ferreira, we're gonna see just how good Pettis really is against a guy who can do that. The things that Ferreira's done. I mean, he's no slouch. I mean, he's very dangerous on the ground. I think that's his best bet in this fight. Otherwise, on the feet, otherwise, everywhere else, he's not like he's very plotting, and he does use a lot of head movement when he starts throwing punches, and I think Pettis is so he's gonna be. I think he's the faster guy for sure in this matchup, and I don't see Ferreira cutting him off very well, and I think Pettis's kicks are going to be showcased in this fight. Um, as far as I see it, I think Pettis is going to win. I think a knockout is very possible, probably in the first round. If you know, let's say either like a first round knockout, TKO in the second round, or decision. But I feel pretty strong right now. I feel strongly about you know a first round knockout. I don't know if that's gonna happen. If it does, that's crazy. But you know, I feel like he's. I feel like Ferreira's his style is a lot like a lot of the guys that Pettis was able, knocked out viciously back in the day. Like Lozon. I'm not saying he fights like Lozon, but I think if Pettis starts throwing kicks to the legs, kicks to the body, Ferreira's gonna check it and lean in, and he's gonna kind of reach for it, especially if it goes to the body. I think he'll reach for it, and Pettis will see that a mile away, throw that head kick, you know. But yeah, I see Pettis winning that fight. Now in the second fight, or the fight after that, it's Claudia Gadelha versus I mean, Alexa Grasso. You know, I really like watching. I like watching both their fights. I really like watching Grasso, her skill with her hands and everything. Very good fundamental boxing. She tends to get hit a lot, because she leaves her head on center line when she's throwing combinations. But I think the experience of Claudia will definitely come into play in this fight. Considering she was able the fights that she had with Joanna and was able to take Joanna down in both fights. I don't remember how many times in the first fight, but in the second fight, you know, she was able to initiate grappling exchanges, multiple times in that second fight until she got tired. But um, Grasso definitely seems a lot smaller. She actually has a longer reach by 2.5 inches, inch taller. But the way Gadelia throws her jabs, and when she starts throwing her jab, whatever, if she's just throwing the jab by itself, a lot of times she does dip her head, so she'll likely be able to slip on the inside of that. And I think her experience is going to come into play. I think she'll be able to pressure Grasso once if she takes her down. If she takes her down, Grasso's not getting back up. There's such a huge difference, and plus the explosive double leg of Gadelia. You know, someone like Grasso, I see her easily going down with that. So I'm gonna give it to Gadelia. I think it'll be first round TKO or first round submission in that fight. And then fight after that is Alexei Olenek versus Maurice Green. You know, the boa constrictor is gonna be fighting the dude from, I think, wasn't he on the last Ultimate Fighter season? Maurice Green. Uh, the experience is definitely in Olenek's favor. I mean, the jab of Green could be a bit of an issue for Olenek. Um, Green doesn't seem to have very. I could see Green maybe overreacting defensively to Olenek, like Olenek just swarming in, throwing punches just to pressure him, get him up get him up against the fence, then clinch up with him. I see him being able to take him down. Uh, so I think it's a Lennox fight to win. I think we know this one's very much a grappler versus striker fight. If 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 Green is clinched up with Olenek, well, if he's taken down by Olenek, he's in trouble, 100%. Uh, so as far as my opinion on it, I think I think Olenek will win this fight. First round, first round submission. I think he'll be able to pressure him up against the fence. Pressure him up against the fence, clinch up with him, take him down, and then tap him. I see him easily being able to slice his guard, get in the mount, and tap him. All right, and then the fight after that is I think it's Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington, or the rematch. Yeah, I seen the first fight, and what I've seen from these two is it seems like they hadn't changed much over the course of their career since they last fought. Maybe maybe Pennington. I mean, she's gotten more experience. As far as how I see this fight going, I see it going the same way the first fight did. I see it, a distance win for Holly Holm. I don't think, you know, I think Raquel will be able, she'll be able to pressure up against the fence or whatever. I don't think she's going to be able to take her down. I think Holm's going to be able to turn her and get out of, any clinch position if she's able to. If Raquel is able to get clinch positions on her up against the fence, I think she'll be able to turn her and escape. And on the feet, she's going to land more often. She's going to outstrike her, I think. So I think it's just I'm betting on. So I would say Holly Holm is going to win the decision on this fight. Now the main event, McGregor versus Cerrone. Now McGregor's been showing training clips, and he's showing that he's fighting different nowadays, and I think it's interesting, but since we haven't, he hasn't used this style yet in a fight, I can't add that to this prediction of it, of how I see the fight going. So as far as this fight, I'm gonna talk about the stats first. So McGregor, it looks like he's 4 inches. Well, yeah, he's about 4 inches shorter than Cowboy on paper. Reaches an inch longer, but since Cowboy's like 4 inches taller than him, technically Cowboy's got the reach. So McGregor definitely has to get on the inside every time he wants to counter Cowboy. He has to be able to get on the inside, and but the fact that he has to slip in, now that's where it gets a little dangerous, because Cowboy, what he's shown in MMA fights is, as far as his striking goes, he is most dangerous with his legs, whether it's kicks, knees. I see Conor being able to close the distance on the kicks. But the thing about Cowboy is, at distance, if you're too far away for him to jab you, he's gonna find distance for his left round kick. So he'll start attacking the legs with that left round kick. And we all know, the bladed stance of McGregor or bladed stance in general, is susceptible to leg kicks. So Conor has to, as far as Conor goes, he has to watch out for that. He has to be prepared for Cerrone to. He has to be able to disrupt Cerrone. Cerrone uses that to find distance if you're too far out for him to jab you, but also that's how he builds comfort into a fight. That's how he warms up into a fight, when he's able to find his range, whether it's with his hands or with his legs. And if Conor times that, kind of like how Darren Till did, as soon as that fight started, Till was too far for Cerrone to jab him. So Cerrone tried to find his reach with his left kick, and Till just pops out just a little bit, steps back to clear the distance for that. Immediately, he he drops his right hand. He dropped his right hand to kind of parry, to kind of catch and either catch or just parry it alongside. And he looked for his left hand immediately. Well, I don't think he threw the left hand, but you knew that he was looking for the left hand as soon if he was able to. But made he never made contact with that leg. So that's one tactic that could potentially work for Connor. If he's in that, if he's basically at that, I guess what do you call it? If he's at kicking range, Cerrone's not going to go straight for a head kick or something. I mean, it's possible a body kick. I don't see him going for a teep or whatever. I see that that left round kick, that lead round kick to the leg. Um, we know Connor's at his best as soon as the fight starts. As it goes on, you know, he's a little bit the further down he gets from 100%, the less successful he is. Whereas Cerrone, the longer the fight goes, the better he gets. So I mean, that's one thing that makes this fight so interesting. You know, Cerrone, if you're inside of boxing range with him, he's gonna be using the jab. He's gonna, especially if you're pressuring him. If you're pressuring him, he's gonna look to escape that pressure. He'll burst forward, 1-2, 1-2, cut off to an angle. Most likely his left side. That's most likely the angle he's gonna take. But if Connor's just moving back a little bit, I see that left hand countering him, especially after that right hand. He likes to play the hand trapping game, so if he's in that distance, if Connor's able to get that distance and um, trap Cerrone's lead hand, Cerrone's definitely going to throw that right hand straight right. And Connor's going to likely going to slip overhand left, slip, cut an angle just a little bit, straight left, the corkscrew uppercut, maybe a left hook or something. I see this fight similar to the Till fight, but Connor's he's gonna have a lot more problems, obviously, because of height and reach as far as on the feet. And another problem that Cerrone brings to this fight is a takedown. The takedowns. He likes to either counter with a takedown, or as you're closing distance, boom, he just explodes and shoots for your legs. So Connor has to be wary of that. Chad Mendes was able to take him down quite a few times in their fight, but Chad Mendes was shorter, lower center of gravity, easier to duck under, and plus, Connor didn't have to worry about kicks from Mendes, especially when he was the forward-moving fighter in that fight. Honestly, what I think from this fight, I think I'm gonna have to, in my opinion, I think McGregor is gonna win this fight, either first round. I wouldn't say. I'd say probably like second round TKO. I think he's going to catch him a lot in the first round and really hurt Cerrone in that first round. In the second round, Cerrone's going to be very weary, and I think he's going to be easily backed up as soon as the fight starts. I think he's going to be easily backed up. And if he's hurt, if he got hurt in the first round, in the second round, Conor's just going to easily pick his shots, find his angles, and smash him. You know, that's how I see this fight going. Unless Cerrone takes him down, or if Cerrone can weather the storm, which is, that's what he likes to do anyway. Obviously, the longer the fight goes, the worse it is for Conor. And then, but yeah, that's my predictions. That's what I think about it. Thank you for watching. I hope you like, subscribe. If you got if you've got anything you want to mention about the fights or talk about, feel free to comment. Appreciate you watching my video. Take care.